everybody, and welcome to Nate's Tips and Tricks for Trading Futures. In today's video, I'm going to simply share a technique that I use when placing a trade that keeps me from getting into a lot of trades that are false signals. Okay, now if you look below, we have the macro trend and understanding that you buy on blue, sell on red when both the micro and the macro agree. And you see that the macro trend is blue, so that's a buy scenario. Now, so what you can see here is a prevailing market. There are two things that would keep me from getting into a trade here. The first tip that I want to share with you is simply that you have a high here, and then market starts retracing. Okay, and then you simply have a lower high right here. Okay, so the first tip or trick is when you have a prevailing trend that seems to have exhausted previously coming into this session, and then you have a lower high, this buy signal right here is probably not a good place to necessarily get in. And then you can see that it continues on down. That's tip number one here. Okay, tip number two, when placing a trade, what I do is I usually do what we call a buy stop. Okay, now of course I'm not going to place this trade, but I do want to show you on this trade what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pull the stop. All right, speaking of this buy signal right here, okay, because you've got the macro trend and the micro trend agreeing, and what I simply do is I place that buy stop, and hopefully you can see that there, just a tick or two up, excuse me, above the end of that candle, the wick. Okay, because a lot of times with Heikinashis, on the next candle you'll see the next candle sometimes drop. Okay, and it's either a pullback and then it's going to take off, or sometimes it's just actually starting to fall. Okay, so one thing that I do in my trading here at NMKLTrader is I simply set my opening spot or my buy stop, in this situation a sell stop in a sell scenario, just above, about a tick or two just above the wick of the entry candle. Does that make sense? Because what that does is if the next candle decides it wants to go against you, you never get into the trade. You never lose money. Because if you're trading on, if you're scalping and trading 4, 5, 6 contracts, this is a good move to the downside to go ahead and cause you to have a big loss. All right, so I just wanted to kind of share that with you, and that keeps me out of a lot of trades that just don't wind up being beneficial. Okay, so another tip that I wanted to give you was those two. One, if you have a higher, in this case, a lower high than the previous high of a prevailing trend, then you probably want to back off, okay, and not trade it, or use the 1 to 2 tick buy stop in this case to keep you from getting into a trade that you do not want to get into for a loss. Okay, I hope these tips and tricks videos that I'm going to do also will help you become more profitable. What I'm trying to do is take a system that gives you already around an 80% win rate when trading inside the New York session, to now increasing it up to 85-90%. All right, I shared a video a couple of days ago that talked about several different things, and use these tips and tricks along with it, and these will enhance your trading as you get better with the market trend system. All right, this is Nate. I hope this training has been beneficial, and I'll talk to you in the trade room at NMKLTrader. Oh, and please reach out if you're getting interested in this market trend system, because you're probably starting to hear a little bit of buzz about it. Go on over to our website in the description below, and you can see where you can purchase this. Right now it's on a discount till the 15th of June for half price. All right. And as demand builds, this is going to do nothing but go up in price. Again, I'll see you Monday in the trade room. Have a great weekend, everybody.